Prestissima here. Today we're going to learn more about clefs, articulation, and technique. Wow, what a combination. We're learning these things because we're going to apply them to our next song, Distant Bells. Let's talk about clefs. Typically, we've had the treble clef on top and the bass clef on the bottom of each system. But sometimes a piece or a section of a piece might be written with two treble clefs or two bass clefs. If all the notes are way up here in the upper part of the keyboard, we might see two treble clef staves. But if all the notes are way down there on the lower end of the keyboard for both hands, then we might see two bass clef staves. Let me show you an example. So look here. See, our system has two treble clefs, okay? And our left hand is starting on middle C. You see that? That's middle C there. And we're just going to start up here on this C with our right hand. And we're going to play a little tiny snippet of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And it'll sound so nice and tinkly up high. Here we go. Oh, that's so fun. Now the clef can change too, okay? So we're going to see in this example, the left hand starts in the treble clef, okay? Left hand starts in the treble clef, and then it changes to the bass clef. And then it changes back to treble clef, and then back to bass clef, and back to treble clef. And so basically we're going to keep crossing our left hand over, okay, the right hand, and then back down again. So see how it goes treble, bass, treble, bass, treble, bass, treble, and then it would be bass after that. Let's see what that looks like. So let's just go really slowly here. So starting with the treble clef in the left hand. Okay, that was fun. So you'll notice that even though this is my left hand and it looks like it's below, technically, see where that B is? It's way up here. So we see that we start down here, the low C, right? When we're playing the E's up here. But then this B is above my right hand. So I'm just going to cross my hand over. Okay, so keep an eye out because this lower note might actually be above your right hand. And you just cross over. Okay, now articulation. So the marcato articulation means marked. It's much like the accent. So we have a marcato, looks like a little caret, right? Meaning marked, and it looks a lot like the accent mark, except kind of turned on its side, right? So the accent suggests playing a little bit louder and with more force. Marcato suggests playing with a sharp attack, and it's going to make it sound kind of like a bell, like a tone ringing a bell. Now, there is a technique to accomplish this, okay? And it involves using gravity to drop down on the key with weight, okay? So I'm just going to let my hand, so we're going to use the weight of our hand and then immediately relax your finger while you're still touching the key as your wrist and your arm rebound and lift slightly, okay? So see how my wrist and arm are going to rebound slightly, but I'm just going to let it drop. Okay, so I got that sharp attack sound, right? Kind of that bell tone. But I'm not forcing it down. I'm just letting gravity do all the work. That's cool, right? So let's try it in this little example. All right, so this is kind of an odd thing to play, but it's really going to help you practice this technique. Watch out for this left hand. We have bass clef, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef, bass clef, treble clef. So watch out and see where the notes actually are, okay? So we start down here. right, so keep working on those marcatos and try this whole technique where we use gravity to give you that striking tone, and then you're just going to release and let your wrist and arm rebound and lift. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Balanku, when we crossed over our hands and they sounded like bells. Do you remember that? That was so much fun. This is just like that. So today, we learned a little bit more about clefs, articulation, and technique. And we're going to apply it to our next song, Distant Bells. In the meantime, keep practicing all your songs, sing while you play, and memorize everything. Prestissima out!